Happy Thursday, good morning, or good afternoon if you're on the East Coast, wherever you are in the world. Hello, this is Grace here at the Comfy Nest with Grace, coming to you live on the Essential Stencil Facebook page for some paper crafting with stencils. And I'm going to use this darling set today. So cute, tropical mini tags. It's the season, right? We're getting into, with the start of Memorial Day weekend, the start of summer. And so those of you who live by the beach, you simply have this year round, but for some of us, we get to go to the beach maybe one time a year, and for a lot of people, it's in the summer. So I have a really great vacation planner idea for you, or like a vacation journal kind of idea. We're gonna do some paper crafting. I'm gonna grab this feed on my iPad so I can see the comments, and I'm gonna get you guys the camera angled right down on my table so you can see what I'm doing with this set today. That's the set I'm gonna use. But let me just grab the feed so that I can see you and hear you and, well, hear you read the comments anyway, and we can chit chat. You have this set, Elisa, isn't it so cute? It really is darling. Like, really, really, really cute set. I love the pineapple. Where's the other one? Oh, it's on my table already because I was measuring and making sure that we could do what we need to do here. It's a darling set, you guys. There's a view of it one more time. Let me grab this feed here. Facebook is, let's see, are you gonna let me do it? It's not letting me. We'll just have to see if it pops up because it won't let me go straight to the Essential Stencil page. I hope you're not having that same trouble that I'm having. Let me know that you're here. Say hello, let me know that you're here and I can read these comments for now right up here on the screen while I try to get on the Essential Stencil page because Facebook's not letting me even hop on over there. Here we go. I had to go the old-fashioned way. All right, I got it. Yay, there it is. Okay, so if you're on my texting system, I just texted everybody about 20 minutes ago. There's the number. You're welcome to join mine. Get on the Essential Stencil texting service too because they have people lined up Monday through Friday live here on the Facebook page for Essential Stencil, giving you live demos on how many ways that you can use the stencils in your creative life. So I'd love to know how many of you paper craft. How many of you paper craft? That's what we're going to do today. Although I will say this particular craft that we're doing, if you really aren't a paper crafter, you know, these mini tags, they fit specifically were made to fit on the pine wood tags that you can get on the site. You get them in sets of 3, and these are the minis, but there are big ones too for door hangers. These are the minis, premium pine wood tags. You get 3 of them, and you get some jute rope to hang them with. They're gorgeous, you guys. There's no sanding needed. The hole's already there for you, and they are designed to perfectly fit the mini tag stencil. So it's a really nice combination of products that you can buy together. But we're going to do it on paper today. We're going to do it on paper just for something fun and different so I can show you. Robin loves to paper craft. Woohoo! There's Joyce, my text BFF from Texas. Aren't you, Joyce? And down in Texas, if I remember right. Hey, Michelle. She makes cards. Who else is a paper crafter? And what kind do you do? Michelle has prompted me to ask, okay, if you paper craft, what kind of paper crafting? Hello, Sue. I scrapbooked years and years ago, and scrapbooking was really a big like surgence of new scrapbookers. I got into it then, but I haven't kept up with it, unfortunately. I just loved it in general. I love to paper craft. And whimsically nodded. Anne says, I'm starting to paper craft thanks to your inspiration. Well, cool, Anne. Thanks for being a crafty chick over on my page and helping and hanging out and being part of the community. And welcome to everybody here. I'm so excited. There will be a set of stencils given away live today. So if you're seeing that live button up in the corner of the screen, it should be like right there. If you're seeing the red live button, that means that I am live right now. You are eligible to win a set of stencils at the end of this broadcast. So make sure that you say hello. Answer my questions because they will choose the winners from the comments. It's the only way that they know that you're here. The more comments you share, the more you chat with us, the more chances you have to win. If you're catching the replay, you may also win. So make sure you let us know after the live broadcast is over that you're catching the replay. Hey, Sonia, good morning. Hey, Andrea. And there's Dorothy in Arizona. Welcome, welcome. All right, let me get you down on my table. Let's get you moved on down. I'm going to get you moved on down and over so you can see what I'm doing. So I have this cutting and scoring board here. I'm going to be working on these tags. These are manila. They look like manila envelopes, right? But they have these little protectors around the hole. They're already pre-holed. They're manila tags. And when I was trying to figure out a project to share with you today and give you some inspiration, I realized that these mini tag stencils fit perfectly on these tags. Now, a lot of times when you go to the crafting store, you guys, when you go to a hobby store, all right, look, this is my bucket of tags. When you go to a hobby store, because I love creating with tags, you can get round tags, you can get the rectangle tags, but do you see how small they generally are? I have this little set. You can get them already decorated. Like these ones already have, they're made out of decorative paper, but do you see how small they are? None of these are gonna work for the smallest size stencil in the Essential Stencil lineup. So you wanna get your hand on big ones. These are like 3 by, I think they're bigger than 6 inches, I think. Yeah, they're 3 by 7 and like 7.3 inches. They're big. I have these on my website. If you want to grab some, you certainly can. I sell them in packs of 20 because I use them all the time. We are going to make a little book with these. So, and we're going to decorate them with these stencils. And I have a really fun idea for this book because, of course, I'm getting ready myself for my own family vacation. I'm going to grab a seat, you guys. Every summer, my family gets together for a family reunion, the Bruno side, so my family. And I try to get my kids to come with me. This is the first year where, they're 15 and 16, and my 16-year-old he doesn't want to miss football camp. He doesn't want to miss wrestling practice. He doesn't want to miss work. So I'm like, man alive, it's going to get to the point where they don't even come with me anymore. But with family reunion, they are both coming with me to Virginia to visit and reconnect with my family. And I think this would be a really fun keepsake / vacation journal. So that's what we're going to work on. Yeah, these are great tags. You are right, Miss Ann. Oh, I can see you guys chit-chatting with each other. Good morning, Tammy. Elisa says, I got to get some of those paper tags. Debbie has to go visit her 98-year-old mom. Well, blessings to you. Have a beautiful visit with her. Debbie's loving the wood tags. Oh, they're the best. They are really nice. They're nice and thick and chunky. I love working on them too. This was my sweet little project that we did recently. That's a napkin. This from the Napkin Lovers Club. And then I used one of the Essential Stencil tags at Easter time to create this double-sided tag. I added some beads and we created some little tassels on the end. They're just so fun. They're like little mini projects that you can work with anytime. You just want to have like a little creative outlet. The wood tags are beautiful. And like I said, you can get three of them. If you go and decide to order them, be sure you use my code, The Comfy Nest, so that you get your discount. Don't forget that. It helps me and it helps you, and I really appreciate that. Okay, this cutting board. So it has the cutter over here. This cuts right here. But it also is a scoring board. So it comes with this, it fits right in here, this little scoring tool. And you can use anything that's going to allow you to give a dull edge. You don't want a sharp edge like a real knife. You want something that's going to give a dull edge. And what we're going to do, I've just put some painter's tape here so that I know that I do all of them in the same place. But what I want to do is I want to create a hinge at the top of this book because we're going to layer multiples of these tags together. So I'm going to bring it right over to this spot. And what I did was I grabbed a little ruler to help me. And I want to score it, and it has little grooves in the table, and it helps me to score it exactly in the same place every time. So you just run your tool in there, and it creates a little indentation so that it makes it really easy to bend and fold straight. Okay, so that's how we're starting with this. Then what I decided, because we have all these fantastic designs, I decided to grab, I think I'm done with this tape, the scoring table. Am I done with it? I think so. I'm going to put this aside for a minute because we can grab this again later if we need it. What I decided to do was to grab some inks. Now, if you have ink pads, this is going to be really fun. We're going to just distress the outer edges of the tag just to make it a little more decorative just right from the start. And I really like this green color. It is called Fern Green. And so I have this little tiny, it's a finger foam applicator. That's what they're called. They're foam applicators, but they fit on your finger so that you can easily control it. And it's gonna let me just add some color. So I'm just gonna come around the edges of this and add some color. You can go as far in, or you can keep it just on the edges by flicking that color, flicking that foam applicator right on there. We're gonna use these same inks and this same foam applicator to stencil. So this is interesting because it's a little different than what you usually see. We're not gonna use an acrylic paint. We're not gonna use a chalk paint. We are gonna use these ink pads and we're gonna do some stenciling on these tags. But see what I'm doing? I'm just adding a little bit of color just so that it's more interesting to look at, it's more decorative, and it adds some pretty colors to it. The finger sponges are awesome. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them in like packs of 50 or 100 so that if you wanted to have a separate one for each color, you can. And that's, if you have a lot of ink colors and you like to switch out your colors, you would want to have a different pad or a different finger sponge for each color so that the colors, you don't want the colors to mix because then you're going to end up with mud. You're going to have like a muddy brown color. So what I do, if I can find them, I just have a little baggie, and I have one for orange, one for bright pink, that goes with that one. This one's green, this one's brown. So I have, and you can even buy storage cases for these where they're all sitting with the color up so that you can easily see if you have lots of them. I only generally use a handful of them, so I don't feel like I need a storage unit, but I just use the little plastic baggie. Okay, so see what we got there? Pretty. I don't want to miss out on, I like to do the back as well because it's a book, and so this little book is going to be able to be flipped and you could use both sides of the pages. We're going to stencil on one side, but I like the idea of having a little bit of color on both sides. Now, the way that I'm going to connect these tags together is at the hinge point. So all of these parts of the tags, there's going to be multiples of them. They're going to be glued together. But this may be seen, so I don't want to forget about adding a little bit of color here. And I'm going to do that on both sides. This part won't be seen, this top part. But all of this will become the book. Okay, now that we've got that done, you're going to do this multiple times. You're going to take multiple tags and you are going to score them. You don't have to have a scoring table to score. You can just use your regular cutting mat, your cutting table, just something that you're not going to scratch or, damage. You can use a ruler and you can use anything that has a dull edge. Just about anything. Sometimes I use my bone folder and you can score. You probably could use something like the Essential Stencil tool that you get when you order the transfers. It has a pretty dull edge. You could use that to score with. So you don't have to have a scoring table to do that. I just wanted to point that out. Don't let that hold you back. If you say, well, I don't have a scoring table, you just use your regular table. But what you want to do, it really does help you create that hinge, and it makes it easier to create your books because everything is, it's all folding at the same spot. So now, I said you want to do this with like several of these because we're creating a book out of these tags. Now I already did a bunch of these. On the front and back, I've already decorated, I've already scored them so that you don't have to sit watching me do this multiple times. But you want to decide how many pages do you want in your book. So we are going to put these all together and we're going to glue them, we're going to tie them together, and we're going to create this little book that we can stencil on. So why don't we stencil first? I have 5 tags and I have a few decorative, this is literally just scrapbook paper that I cut down to size. It was a big 12 by 12 inch piece of decorative scrapbook paper that I had on hand. Because it's multicolored, it kind of matches everything. So I cut several of these down, 3 by 6. No, excuse me, 3 by 5. I think I did 3 by 5 and a quarter. And all I was doing was trying to make sure that it fits in this space. Like if we took off this hinged part, I wanted it to fit in this space to give us some extra pages. But we're going to decorate this is going to become our book, and we're going to decorate them with our beautiful stencils. And we've got to figure out, I kind of want a pink cover, but maybe I'll do the blue. I don't know. I can't decide. All right, let's see. Let's just start with our stencils and our ink pads, and we're going to make, of course, we've got the little flamingo, which is so cute. So I think the flamingo needs to go on pink. Yes, I think so. You can, obviously, you can, if you want to, you can tape this down. I don't usually tape, you guys. I just am not a taper. So I think, well, actually, maybe what we'll do to make it more interesting, instead of putting the pink flamingo on pink, I think I'll put the pink flamingo on the green page just to have a variety. And we're going to use that same pad, new finger sponge, because now this is the pink one that goes with this. And we're going to stencil with a finger sponge and ink. Now, what kind of ink is this? I'll show you close. It doesn't matter the brand. You can pick whatever colors you want. It can pick whatever brand you want. But here, hi Ceci in Denmark. You love the colors, Cindy. Aren't they just fun? They're just fun kind of tropical colors, I think. So thank you for saying so. Hey Gina, how are you? Okay, so here's the one thing I will tell you about, like a little teachable moment if you don't know a lot about inks. There are a couple of types of inks that you can get. One is permanent and one is not. So when you're buying ink pads, and you don't have to buy these really big ones. Did you know that you can buy little ones? If you don't want to have a huge stash of big ink pads, you can buy little ones like this size. Most of the brands have the little tiny ones too. These are great because if you don't want to spend, these are usually about $7, $8 a piece. If you don't want to spend that much to have a wide variety of colors, I supplement my colors with these little ones and they stack on top of each other. And there are different types of color formula in them. These are called distress inks. I like to use permanent inks though. So what I would tell you, there are those that are permanent and those that are not. So if you want permanent, like that's what I'm usually looking for, is for permanent inks. You want to look for the word archival. You want to look for the word permanent or waterproof. That way, if something, the color's not going to budge or move on you if it gets knocked around a lot, or if it gets wet, or if you come in with another color and you want to rub it on, instead of blending together, they're going to stand alone because they're permanent. Hey, Kathy in Arizona. Carol says, I never thought about using finger sponges. Thanks for the idea. I'll have to make a run to Michael's and Hobby Lobby. Yeah, they're so handy and they're little. And when you're using inks, this is not true for paints. If you use these with paints, you're going to want to wash them when you're done using them or throw them out and just consider them disposable. With inks, you can I don't wash them in between uses. With the ink pads, I just use them again. Like you don't get a crust like with a paint. With an acrylic paint is thick enough that you're going to get a crusty outside, like your paintbrushes get crusty and dried up and chippy. With inks, that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It dries up, but it doesn't get a crust on it, so that you can just reuse that little pad. But I'll show you how easy it is with our stencil to create color with our inks instead of using paints. See? It's the same. You're doing the same exact thing. You're just doing it with ink instead of paint. So I wanted to showcase this to you because most of the time when you see us creating here on the Essential Stencil page, you're going to see us creating with paints, but it's not necessary. You don't have to. You're not bound to using your stencils with brushable paints only. You can use your stencils with spray can paint. You can use them with inks. You can use them with anything that you want to get that design to transfer over. Now see what I did here? I made the pink a little darker here and a little lighter there in the body. And the reason I did that is I kind of wanted it to have the same design with this watercolor print paper. It's because I'm gonna layer these on top of each other to create this book. So we're gonna create a little book out of all of this. And on the tags, we're gonna put these sweet little designs. So I have 3. This pack comes with 3, so we're going to use all 3 of them. I think I'm going to do the palm tree in the dark green. So let's put that on the pink page. I'm going to mix and match the colors of the inks on the edge of the page with the color of the ink that I use for the stencil itself. I absolutely love the stencil. I think I want to, and this one, of course, all of them, you can flip it whichever way you want. It can go whatever direction you want it. Let's go this way with this one. And we're just going to stencil right over our tag with, this is now the green ink. So I dip my little dauber in and I'm just very gently rubbing. The inks on the pad, it's less product, right? So it's not like the paints. You're going to generally have less product. So I think maybe it's going to be easier for some of you if you're dealing with a lot of bleed through to try an ink option as a color option with your stencils. Okay, and you can see I can either rub or I can dab. With the dab though, with these tiny little daubers, you get a circle sometimes in there. So just be aware of that you might get a circle shape if you use the dab method. On this stencil with the palm tree, it has a lot of little intricate parts to the branches of the palms. So I have to be pretty meticulous about making sure to hit them all. And so what I'm doing is I'm moving into the stencil design area, because if I rub the other way, if I rub out, I'm going to hit the edge of that stencil and I could possibly damage it or bend it. You know, you don't want to bend it or like rip it. Okay, here, this is just one straight line for the trunk of the tree, so that I can kind of rub on easily. This part that has all the little the fronds of the branches of the palm tree, that we have to be a little more careful with and more delicate, so I did more dabbing instead of rubbing. But these parts that have bigger areas to stencil, we can be a little rougher with those. Okay, I'm gonna hinge this back and just see what we got going on here. Yeah, see all these little pointy parts of the stencil. On the stencil itself, all of those little pointy parts, you just want to be careful around them. And what I was trying to explain to you is I was moving from the outside of the stencil area in instead of from the in out, because you don't want to like get snagged on those little points and damage them. So go from the outside in to the design, if that makes sense. Okay, look at how cute, you guys. Now you can see how I'm using tags because I really love working with tags, but you can see how easy this is. You could make greeting cards with this. You could make gift tags. Like you could write a little note on here and bring a bottle of wine to a girlfriend who's had a rough week and say, "Happy Friday, girlfriend. You made it through the week. Here's your bottle of wine. Have your own little happy hour with your favorite book." You could make little gift tags out of this. You don't have to make a book. I just thought it would be fun to make a book together. So that's what we're going to do. All right, we have the pineapple left. I'm not going to use, well, I am going to use green with the pineapple. I think I do want to use the green. Let's see. I have green, I have turquoise. Oh, let's make the pineapple turquoise. And we'll do the pineapple on, let's see. We have green, we have pink, and we have turquoise. So let's do the pineapple on the green, because I'm trying to use an opposite color for the design as I do on the tag. So again, the pineapple points, the top of the pineapple points. Uh-oh, did I grab the wrong dauber? I did. You know why I know? Hold on, let me get something to practice on. Let me just get like a little piece of paper or something. Here's a paper towel. Okay, that's green. That's clearly green. They look very similar, you guys. What did I do here? I'm going to get a new one because they're both coming out green. They're both coming out green and I don't want green. I want turquoise. So these come in packs, like they're plain. Here's a plain one, brand new. So I want turquoise, and what I'm getting for my pineapple is that olive green. So I somehow must have mixed up my daubers. but that's okay. We're going to start again. If your little ink pad is drier than you want it, sometimes I just spritz it with a little bit of water to kind of reactivate that ink. What you do is you buy little containers of re-inker. So it's just a little container ink that you can re-wet these with. But if you're working on a project and you're like, dang, that's a little drier than I want, sometimes just adding a spritz of water will help. All right, here we go. This is going to be kind of a funky color because the top I had some of that olive green going, but the bottom's going to be blue, and that's okay, again, because it's going to match this paper that we're going to use. Okay, so see how easy? Look at, see how easy and fast this is? I'm going to make part of it darker than the rest. Again, to make it darker, all I have to do is just do another layer here. So I'll leave the left part darker than the right, just for interest, visual interest. Easy, right? This is so easy, you guys. So easy. So we've got these 3 done. I was kind of thinking this would be a 5-pager. Because I was thinking if you're on a long weekend, vacation. All right, here were my thoughts with this. I love to vacation journal. Do you know what that is? I vacation journal. So what that means is when I go on a vacation, I have a journal that I specifically dedicate to my vacations, my trips away from home, where I'm doing fun stuff, and it's a vacation, right? You're going to do something fun every day, something new. I love to go to like heritage museums, and my kids love to go to parks, like amusement parks. So when we go on vacation in Virginia, I have a travel book that I use to journal, and I'll write Virginia, Bruno vacation, Bruno reunion, 2020, May 20, or it'll be July 2022. And then for every day of the week, I dedicate a page to that day, and I write down what we did, who we did it with. I can clip a picture in there if I want to. So I was thinking this would be a really fun tropical vacation mini book that you could use to journal in. So depending on how many days of your vacation you might have, you might want to have 1 page for every day. I just got a multi-pack of small ink pads from Hobby Lobby. Ooh, fun colors. Good for you. That sounds exciting, Carmen. Good morning, Lynn. Evelyn says, this is such a great idea. Carol says, I found an ombre ink pad a couple of weeks ago. It makes really awesome flowers. Oh, if you don't know what she's talking about, I have one right here. This is an ombre ink pad. I haven't used it in a long time. So the ink pad has strips of orange, like rusty orange, brown, yellow, and green. So when you put something down on it and lift it up like an ink, like a stamp, like a rubber stamp, when you put it down on the page, it's going to have a variety of colors. They are really fun to work with. So good for you. Good for you. Okay, did somebody ask about cleaning? You love these stencils, Cindy. If you don't have them, go grab them. They're really sweet, really playful, really fun for, like if you have pool parties and you want to have like a really tropical theme to a pool party, graduation party, bachelorette party, whatever you're having, these could be really fun little table setting places, or you could use them on paper to wrap the utensils at the dinner table. There's just so many ways we can use these. So I'm glad you love them as much as I do. All right, so we have to just decide how many pages do we want in our book. So I have these 3 pages that are going to coordinate with this. I wouldn't mind. So I was thinking, what other stencils could I use in this set? And oh my gosh, you guys, these ones, have you seen these? The Seaside Silhouettes. Inside the Seaside Silhouettes is this darling little starfish. And even though the starfish doesn't fit entirely on one of these tags, I was thinking it would be seriously adorable to have a pink starfish on one of these pages. So let's do, this pink starfish is going to be kind of running off the page like this. Like, let's just do, in fact, you can do it however you want. I think I'm going to go just like this, and we're going to do a pink starfish. We're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 of the points on here in a really wonky way. I just think it could be cute. Let's do it in pink just because I'm a pink lover. Super quick pink starfish here. Why not? These colors remind me of popsicles for some reason. Like, it makes me think I want to get like up our popsicle game. We always have ice cream. My family, my boys, I'm not a huge ice cream. If you gave me a choice between ice cream and slush, I would pick a slush any day over a creamy ice cream. My family likes ice cream, although we do have a few popsicles. You know, Gannon was sick like a couple of months ago, and he was sick. He had a sore throat, so I bought him some popsicles. But these colors really remind me of summer popsicles and slush. Okay, I tried to be a little darker over here and a little lighter on this side. Let's see what we got. Let's just hinge it back. Oh my gosh, they're just playful and cute, you guys. Super playful, super cute. So this starfish comes from this set, just in case you're wondering. If you don't have them, the seaside silhouette, you get 6 different shapes. I love the lobster. I love the starfish. I love them. They're so cute. Okay, we're going to start putting the book together because I think we have plenty of pages. Let me just cover up my inks and let's start putting this book together. I think we have plenty of hinged pages. This is going to make up, so we have to decide what's going to be the cover to our book. Do you have a vote? Which should be the cover of our summer vacation book? I kind of like the starfish. It's so cute. So if we did this, I kind of like the starfish as the cover. What do we think? And you could write, you have room here to take a colored marker and write down like Bruno Family Vacation July 2022, or you could do whatever the heck you want with it. But what we're going to do is we're going to create a little flip book with this, and we're going to also include our decorative colored pages. And what I think I want to do with those, my thought was, if we create this as a little flip book, every other page could have a cover that is also hingeable and flippable, so that we're doubling the size of the pages for writing and doodling, or like taping down receipts from maybe a show that you saw or a park that you went to. Yes, Jarita, you are right that the pineapple does mean welcome friend. I think it's like welcome friends. It's like welcoming new friends in. Lynn, you think this is a cute idea for a vacation book? Elizabeth's voting for the palm tree for the front. Oh my gosh, so fun, right? They're so cute. Okay, so my thought was that we would include these on top and use them as another like foldable hinge here, so that we would have more space. But let's get this part together, I think, and then we'll figure out, or the other thing we could do, because when we flip this open, this could be journal space, like for writing down notes. I don't necessarily want to cover that up. Maybe we hinge this way so that we have lots of writing space. Let's get these together and then we'll figure that part out. I'm going to use 2 different tapes to get these together, and we're also going to tie them. So let's just start from the back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of a tape runner, so it's like actual tape. And then I'm also going to use crafter's tape. This is just like a paper crafter's tape. It dries clear. It's got a nice fine tip on it. So this is why you're not going to see this part of the tag at all, because it's going to be glued to this one. So we're going to glue these together. So I want to make sure that they line up properly. I want to make sure that the hinges work. And then we're just going to glue these down. So using the 2 versions of the glue, it really doesn't matter the white glue that you use. You'll come to find, if you like to do paper crafting, you'll come to find the ones that I like the pineapple too. You guys, I think I'm going to go with the starfish. That's just the one I like. And you do you. I always say there's no right or wrong answer. If you picked a different one, like the palm tree to go on the front, if that was your initial answer to my question, you are correct too. It would look lovely on the front. There's no reason not to do the palm tree or any of them, but you have to pick one. So I'm going to go with the starfish. Okay, we're just going to line them up. The reason I like to use 2 glues. The tape runner is going to immediately stick them together. This is going to take a couple of minutes to dry, and it dries really well. It dries clear and it holds incredibly well. So this is more like my temporary hold. is the way I think of it. And this is the permanent hold, and together they're gonna keep this book in line while I'm creating it and crafting it. Because we're gonna be wiggling it around a lot. We're gonna be gluing things down. And you could maybe decide to do more stenciling on it. So you really want it to hold well. All right, here's our fourth one. And like I said, you could do as many pages as you want. You could do it out of whatever paper you want. You don't have to have paper tags. You could have decorative scrapbook cardstock and cut them out in the shape of a square, any shape that you want, truly, and create a book. So far, this is what we got. And then what I think we have to decide, I have to make a decision here about how to include these. Because I was originally going to put them here as another flip, but I don't want to cover up my pineapple. So maybe I'll put them here and we can hinge them. I actually could hinge them going this way. That would be interesting because then you would have a lot more space for journaling, because you're like doubling the amount of journal space that you have. So this one's a little bit long, actually. Let me see, did I cut these a little bit off, or is it just that one? I'm gonna cut off just a tish more of this, all of these pages. I think I just cut them just like a 1/16 of an inch too long. So I'm gonna cut off just a little bit so they're a little shorter. They're gonna be easier to place in those pages. I did all 3 of them at once. Made it faster that way. What do you guys think so far? Kind of a fun project, right? You love the starfish, Wanda? I do too. It's so fun. And you know what would be really cute? I could come in here afterwards and we could add some shimmer to all of this. We could shimmer and sparkle it up. I left my tags plain colored, but you could, if you wanted to paint them and have them be a certain color, or just start from colored paper, you could start from colored paper. These were like the manila tags, which I think is really cool that we're using manila tags for them. Hey, Brenda. Cheryl's loving this book. Yay. All right, let's do this. Let's come in here. We're going to tape this down so that we're creating this hinge here. Like this, so that you can flip this up. So I'm going to use, now this paper is a lot thinner than the tag. This is regular paper, weight paper, and this is a cardstock, obviously. So it's a lot thinner, so it should stick with just the tape runner. I shouldn't need the liquid. And the liquid, of course, is going to affect the thin paper. It's going to make it bubble up a little bit. So just be aware, you know, if you're working with paper, what kind of glue you're using. But so now when we flip this open, we're gonna have this flip and we're gonna have this flip. And we have a couple of different places where we can, like I said, you can pin a receipt, you can tape a receipt, you can write notes of who you were with, what you did that day, what your favorite ice cream was that you tried at the ice cream shop. We discovered a new donut shop. Like we go to what place in Florida? Well, we have in the past. We haven't been able to do it in a few years. But we were going to Anna Maria Island, Florida for our family vacation. And we actually would do it in the winter over Christmas. And we discovered the donut experiment. And my kids just loved it. Like this little donut shop in Anna Maria Island in Florida. So you could write down, oh my gosh, Landon made a bacon coconut donut today. Because you get to pick whatever toppings you want on your donut. And it can be whatever combination you want. So the kids were picking like Rice Krispie treats and vanilla cream on the top of their donut. It just was a really fun donut place it's a very memorable thing, because we wanted to go to the donut place. Like everybody's like, can we go every day? We can't eat donuts every day, people, but I think we did because we were only going to get there once a year. So we stuffed our faces with donuts every day. Okay, I'm trying to get close to the top, but not exactly on the top, because I went through the work of coloring the edges. And so I thought it would be fun to like let that color show through. So see how you can still see the green a little bit? How cute is this, you guys? It's just like the cutest little book. And the back, I didn't forget to color my back. Oh, I should color up here a little bit better. It feels like it's not colored as much as it should be. Let's add just a little bit more color, as this one ends up being my back. So I want that one to be decorative. You could even stamp on that, or stencil on that one too if you wanted. Okay, now we're gonna tie it together. So I found this little bit of rickrack I thought was really cute. We're gonna figure this out here. I think I'm gonna use a little bit of this. And I went through my ribbon stash. I honestly don't even have, these are like my skinny ribbons, and I was looking through them. I don't really even have, I don't have a turquoise. I have a pink, but it's the wrong pink. It's like not the right, maybe that one will work. It's incredibly bright. What would it look like if we use this? Let's just grab a slice of that and just see. I wasn't really thrilled with my ribbon colors, so I'm not sure, but I was thinking it would be really cute to tie this together up here. And I'm also gonna create another tie. Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna do 2 ties. This is all decorative because this is all glued together now. It's a book. That's the hinge. That is the binding for our book. It's all glued together. It's not going to go anywhere. So this is mainly decorative, right? It's just for frou-frou. Just for, I call it frou-frou. Frou-frou, frou-frou fun. Say that fast. All right, little frou-frou fun at the top with some pink, hot pink danglies. Maybe they're too big. Let's cut them down just a little. Then I was thinking I would take the same ribbon, whatever we decide to use, and then let's do that. I love doing this as part of my journal creations, is to just create a tie for it. Because if you start like gluing down or taping down receipts and putting pictures in here, or like anything that you decide, like a ticket to the museum that you went to, I'm a total like emotional sap when it comes to that stuff. I keep everything because I'm like an emotional, I don't know, it's just the way I am. I love keeping all those keepsakes. So how about creating a little ribbon that's gonna hold everything in. I'm just gonna twist it a little this way. It's just going to hold everything in, and you can take it off when you need to add more to your journal. That way your journal's not, your little travel journal, you stuck it in your purse. That way it's not flopping around inside your purse, and it's just decorative and cute. And I actually, personally, I would slide it down to the bottom so that it holds the bottom nice and tight so it stays closed. And now you have a little stinking journal that you can use on your little mini vacation. So let me just show you one more time, because somebody's gonna say, what stencil set did you use? I used this one, Tropical Mini Tags. They're absolutely darling. They're a great size because I think these little tiny summer tropical vibe designs would be fantastic for, like I said, even on a gift tag. If you're going to a barbecue, or somebody's having a housewarming or something, you can make a little gift tag and attach it to the gift. So I used that. I also used the Starfish from this set, Seaside Silhouettes. And on this one, they're 6x6 and you get 6 of them. So we used the Starfish from this set. So those were the 2 that we used to create our little travel journal. Sonia says, I used a scrapbook years ago. Dorinda, good morning. I'm so glad you made it. Isn't it cute, Lynn? Thanks for saying so. Great project today. Thank you, Cindy. Mountain says, I keep everything. I keep everything. I do. I have like tickets and, you know, the wristband from when you went to, like, if you go to a park and they give you the little wristband. I'm bad, you guys. I love keeping all those keepsakes. Look at, I probably have this right here. I do. Hold on. When I was in Mexico on my Mexico trip, I found this. It's not even my receipt. I found these little notes, and they're written in Spanish. I can't read them. One of them is a receipt. The other one is like somebody's notes. But I was like, oh my gosh, I could make a little travel journal and include this little tidbit, because I was out for a nice, lovely walk one day and found that on the ground. I'm like, oh my gosh, ephemera. That's what that's called. It's ephemera. So I could use it in my junk journals. So I kept it because that's the way I am. It reminds me of that walk that I went on in Mexico. I love to keep those things. They bring me good memories and joy. Cindy says, I miss making my own greeting cards. I still have the stuff from Stampin' Up. And it's always usable, right? Those stamps and even the ink pads can be re-wet. You know, you just buy the re-inking bottles and add more ink to them. Yeah, Kim, you could definitely make it like a same kind of book, but just use scrapbook paper if you don't have the tags. But you can get the tags on my website if you're interested. All right, let's see. Let's see who our winners are. Oh my gosh, I know these ladies. We've got Debbie Nelson Chandler, Marcia Bourne, and Carmen Lynn. The three of you just won a set of stencils. So Debbie, Marcia, and Carmen, congratulations for winning a set of stencils live during my demonstration today. There'll be another replay watcher chosen on the replay. I think they do it about 24 hours afterwards. So if you're catching this within 24 hours, or even afterwards, we'd love to know that you're here. So just make sure that you comment replay and let us know that you're here. Don't forget, if you do some shopping on the Essential Stencil page, to use my code, the Comfy Nest. It's just the Comfy Nest. You'll get a discount on your order, whatever you decide to order. If you're not into paper crafting, the tags are gorgeous. The pine tags that you can get that are the size of the mini tag stencil we used today. You can buy a 3-pack. They're gorgeous, you guys. And they do come with jute rope so that you can decorate or hang them if you want to hang them somewhere specific. Thanks for joining me, you guys. I'd be honored if you come on over to the Comfy Nest with Grace and follow and like my page. Thanks for that support. And you guys have a beautiful, blessed day. Go make something pretty that brings your heart joy. Goodbye.